and 1. What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys today because we're going to be taking a look at a highly requested and voted on archetype in deck profile. Guys, it's time for the retro deck profile of Blackwings. This one is for you guys who voted for it on the poll that I posted on my YouTube channel. Um, and you guys wanted to see Edison variant of Blackwing. So I'm going to do my best to give you guys a Edison variant of Blackwing. And Edison Format, for those who know, you guys are probably playing it now. One of the highly requested archetypes for those who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Events for Time Wizard format, those who play Yu-Gi-Oh! And want the OG experience. This is for you. All of you guys can easily remember that, yeah, a lot of this stuff seems to be either cheaper now or highly accessible now just because of the fact that um, it's not 2010 anymore and things are expensive out the ass. The other thing is that I didn't really have too much of a know for Edison format, so do forgive me for not being too knowledgeable of it, even though I was playing the game at the time. So, yeah, there was a lot to it that most people would be considered, oh, wait, you knew, but you just didn't. Yeah, I did. Bite me. Anyway, so yeah, we got a lot to talk about here with the Edison format. I'm sure you are going to be very excited to play around with the Edison format. So while we go ahead and we take Blackwings in the Edison format, I have a good chunk of things to talk about for the Blackwings. So starting off, my lineup is my 3 copies of of Shirako the Dawn. Then we have 3 copies of Shura the Blue Flame, 3 copies of Bora the Spear, 3 copies of was it Kalutha Moon Shadow, 3 copies of Blizzard the Far North, 3 copies of Vayu the Emblem of Honor, 1 copy of Gale the Whirlwind, 2 copies of Dark Grapher, 1 copy of Dark Arm Dragon, and then we go into the spells with 2 copies of Black Whirlwind, 1 copy of Allure of Darkness, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 MST, 1 Brain Control, 1 Mind Control, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Burial from a Different Dimension. For the traps, we have 2 copies of Royal Oppression, 2 copies of Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Call of the Haunted, 1 Mind Crush, and 1 Trap Death Sheet. For the extra deck, we have 3 copies of Blackwing Armwing, 2 copies of Blackwing Armor Master, 1 copy of Blackwing Silverwing the Ascendant, 1 Magical Android, 1 Ally Justice Catastor, 1 Goyo Guardian, 1 Brionac Dragon of the Ice Barrier, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, 1 Red Eyes. I mean, fifth time I've called him Red Eyes. This is Red Dragon Archfiend. 1 copy of Stardust Dragon, and then 1 copy of Thought Ruler Archfiend. And that's pretty much it. Some honorable mentions are Elf and the Raven, Armageddon Knight, Giant Trunade, and Book of Moon. So, the link with the Blackwing monsters is the Blackwing archetypal gimmick is that they're able to special summon multiples of themselves to the board to help support each other in basically winning the game through spamming Blackwing monsters. One of the big things about this is that you have a lot of the combination of things that they can easily do. Because I love them. Blackwings are awesome. Blackwings are an amazing archetype, and I fucks with Blackwing. On multiple levels of fucking with Blackwing. So definitely understand that. One of the big combinations in this deck is this guy right here. This is Vayu the Emblem of Honor. And Vayu the Emblem of Honor's effect is that you're able to banish this card and what is it? You're able to banish this card and another Blackwing monster from your graveyard to then special summon a Blackwing Synchro monster from your extra deck, but its effects are negated. Now, there's a bit of things to note about Vayu the Emblem of Honor because there's another monster in the game called Kochi the Daybreak where Kochi cannot, if it's special summoned, you can't use it as synchro material. Yeah, that was a big thing about Kochi the Daybreak. And it was part of the reason why no one ran Kochi the Daybreak. because if it was special summoned, it couldn't be used as synchro material. It was kind of a precursor to Exceeds at that time because it literally came out the same year Exceeds were coming out. That was what, 2011? So yeah, no one was messing with Kochi to Daybreak at that point. For Kochi, because I love Kochi. A cute little monster, but Kochi to Daybreak was not daybreaking into this deck. Or any variation of Blackwings I was building with Kochi. So, and it's sad too, because guess what, guys? Kochi Daybreak was our first level 4 tuner for the Blackwing. We did get some more level 4 tuner for the Blackwing monsters, and trust me, they work a lot better. But Kochi, unfortunately, just fell through the break. And Value was definitely shining. Another thing about Value the Emblem Honor was that at the time, the deck was named the Value Turbo, or in Value Oppression, because he was basically spam Value to the grave to then try to utilize Royal Oppression to make it a negative against your opponent. So let's take a look at Royal Oppression, where during your player's turn, you pay 100 of your life points to negate the special summon of a monster, or an effect that special summons a monster, and destroy those cards. Thing is, in how Value got over Oppression was Value was already in the graveyard, so you're only just negating and destroying it for that thing, for that time. Value's effect isn't once per turn, so you can trigger Value multiple times. Now, how does this get over anything? Well, Value does it in the grave. Value doesn't have a cost. The effect is to banish the special summon the monster. Yeah, that's right. It's an effect. It's not a condition. So Value can trigger multiple times, and it would force your opponent to question do they want an oppression or not oppression. And that's basically how the deck itself, value oppression, became a thing. Well, the term value oppression. I think it was also a deck too. But I know value turbo was definitely a deck because people were just spamming ways to summon value or send value to the graveyard, and you got all these bigger Blackwing monsters in your graveyard coming out. I mean, your extra deck coming out to the field, or even helping assisting with value to bring out the other ones. So yeah, lots of stuff with this, tons and tons of stuff. Let's also give a big shout out to Shura the Blue Flame, who assisted in the mini summons of Blackwing monsters. Where when this card destroyed an opponent's monster by battle and sends to the grave, you are able to special summon a Blackwing monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to the field, but its effects are negated. Things like this would help you bring value to the board. Gale, as well, so that you can have your multiple synchro monsters. There's also another monster I failed to mention, and I do forget him, and that's Mistral the Silver Shield, the who is another Blackwing tuner at the low levels. Level 2 Blackwing tuner, and with the highest defense as well, 1800. But this monster can would be destroyed on the field. You can reduce the next battle damage to 0. The thing about Mistral was just a low level tuner you can synchro into your other monsters. And I didn't put Mistral in the deck because I figured we had enough support as it is, where we already have another level 2 synchro monster, another level 2 tuner in the form of Blizzard the Far North. And then I also figured we can do some synchro climbing as well, go from a 6 to an 8 thanks to that combination. Yeah, Blizzard picked up Mistral. Mistral's already in defense. Fane the Steel Chain as well was another Blackwing support card where this card can attack your opponent directly. And if it got next to your opponent, then you target one face up monster your opponent controls and change it to defense position. So yeah, you had a lot of different variations of Blackwings and stuff that you can utilize with this deck. Because Blackwings are just all over the place, especially when they're early debut and onward. There's so many different variations of monsters that can be used with Blackwing. You had Fang Steel Chain, you had Mistral the Silver Shield, and then you just had all these other rare Blackwing monsters as well to support things. We had the amplification of Sirocco the Dawn, who could give any Blackwing monster the attack of all Blackwing monsters on the field except for itself. So you could bump someone like Bora the Spear or Blackwing Armwing who do piercing damage, have them swing at your opponent's monster defense position, and help you win the game or close in the game fast. The other thing is that Sirocco forced that monster to be the only monster on the field to attack that turn, so you did have to worry about if your opponent was playing stuff like Mirror Forest Sakuretsu armor, and it's actually deep prison. Um, since we already are bringing Bora into this, Bora, the spear, and Gale the Whirlwind have the effect that they can special summon themselves to the field if you control another Blackwing monster other than a copy of themselves. So it was easy. That's one of the things about Blackwings was their ability to special summon themselves to the field or special summon other Blackwings to swarm the board. And that's basically what Bora helped out with. So if you weren't synchro summoning, you're basically swarming the field with Blackwings to buff up Bora and have Bora swing at an opponent's monster to win you the game. Because it's definitely hurt that cards like Marshmallow and um Spirit Reaper, who they were still at one at the time, but they were annoying menaces in most decks because of the fact that they were these monsters that were immune to being destroyed by battle, but not by piercing damage. So yeah. Kalut, the Moon Shadow. Discard from your hand to give a Blackwing monster who's attacking a Blackwing monster who's battling that turn 1400 attack to the end of the turn. And what I love about Kalut was that Kalut and Honest were basically hand in hand at that time. Kalut was for the Blackwings, light monsters um, had Honest, and Honest was basically a light attributed monster that you can discard it from your hand during the damage step to give your opponent's monster the attack of the opponent's monster that you're battling to the end of the turn. So basically, just figured Kalut was dark for the Blackwings. I was saying dark monsters, but there's a dark variant of Honest called Dark Honest. Yeah, they didn't call him lighter or dishonest either. I know, failed opportunities. But yeah, basically it was just the whole battle hand trap situation, and to the point where both Kalut and Honest had to be limited later on in their careers. But still some optimal monsters. Then on top of that, we have Blizzard the Far North, who can such summon Blackwing level 4 lower monsters from the grave. Like I said, there are various combinations you could do with this guy. But it cannot be such a summon. Perfectly fine there. One trick you could do is that if you had Black Whirlwind on a field with Blizzard, you would activate the Whirlwind first and then chain block with the Blizzard because that's automatic, and then it would basically force your opponent to try to negate to only be able to negate the Blizzard. Because MST doesn't negate, and you would have to find a way to stop the Whirlwind before the Blackwing hits the field. Basically, that would just prevent the search of the monster to not happen, or you protect the monster search, and then your opponent would have to deal with blizzards. That's what's up. Things like this basically got eroded with other cards like Ash Blossom and the fact River came into play, mainly so effective. But yeah, that is Blizzard. Gale, lovely little Gale. Um, Target a monster on your opponent's side of the field and half its attack and defense points. There's a reason why this monster was at 1, because this is a tuner who's level 3, can easily be such a summon with a Blackwing being on the board, and can shrink the attack and defense of an opponent's monster by half. And with all the crazy shenanigans that was going on with Blackwing, they hit Gale as soon as possible to stop all the crazy shenanigans Gale was helping with, which is basically Sadako, Bora, Gale, and then amplify Bora, activate Gale to have a monster's points to where that monster has barely any attack and defense points. Have the Bora swing and then drop coach from your hand as possible, or just have a big ass Bora swinging for damage. There's also the fact that Arm Wing does with Bora does with just additional 500 more points. So yeah, a lot of damage being done. We've done talking about the Blackwings. Dark Rapper is just here to easily be self-summoned, discarding a level 5 or higher to help you discard another dark monster to send a dark monster from your deck to the grave. So this will just help out with value. Ultimately, you're going to end up setting up for another boss monster, and that's Darkon Dragon, who can only use this summon if you have exactly 3 dark monsters in your graveyard. Then you can banish dark monsters from your graveyard to destroy cards from your field. This is another one-of monster that was a regulation of Teledad. Because I don't know if I'll do Teledad, but maybe. But yeah, Teledad was a thing, and Darkon Dragon was the focus of that. where he helped dark decks basically have a generic boss monster to play around with. We talked about Black Whirlwind, but just in case, this is the card that can special summon Blackwings. That searches for Blackwings with another Blackwing monster's normal summon, as long as the attack is less than the one you summon. So, with Sirocco's ability to normal summon itself without tribute, that's 2K, and you can basically go get some of your other ones that don't have 2K. Another mention is Elfin the Raven, who's also a monster that can special summon without tribute, and then be able to go from 22 and lower. Then we have a Lord Darkness, banish a dark, draw draw 2 cards and banish a dark monster. Everybody in the deck is dark, so you don't have to worry about that. Rare occasion where you want to just discard your hand unless you got like 3 values. Heavy Storm and MST for the back row, taking control of your opponent's monsters thanks to cards like Brain Control and Mind Control. Foolish Burial to set up for the value, while Burial from Distribution also helps with that. You even feel Dark Arm Dragon's ability. We've talked about Royal Repression. Bottomless Trap Hole helps you with the 1500 or more attacking monsters that are coming onto the board, destroying them and then banishing them. Turn to tribute for the opposite swarm, Mirror Force as well. Call the Haunted to bring back your opponent's monsters. And if you like some hand disruption, mind control, mind crush, and try to shoot help with that. If your opponent has 4 or more cards in their hand, you can try to shoot them to send a monster back into the deck. Then you play that nice hot mind crush to get rid of a card as well. Otherwise, you'd have to discard randomly from your hand. But it's an eventual things. For the extra deck, we got to talk about Blackwing Armwing, who is just basically an amplified Bora. Requires a Blackwing tuner and a non-tuner. Attacks your opponent's defensive monster. It gains 500 attack and can inflict piercing battle damage. Iron Master cannot be destroyed by your opponent. Cannot be destroyed by battle, and then you take no battle damage involving this monster. Then at the end of the damage step, you can place a wedge counter on one of your opponent's monsters that this card battles with, a maximum of 1. Then you can remove all wedge counters from your opponent's monsters on the field, and their attack and defense become 0 to the end of the turn. Another good combination with Bora or Armwing. Then we have Silverwind the Ascended, and the real thing you really do with Silverwind the Ascended, I'm not gonna lie, is this is just a way to value Turbo itself. You would banish value with Armor Master or Elfin the Raven, and then you would summon this guy onto the field. Just because it's a 2800 weak stick at level 8. That's literally all you're using for. I have rarely saw this monster ever be special summon off of its own effect, which was basically to target up 2 face-up monsters on the field with defense lower than its attack and destroy those targets. You can conduct battle phases and activate this effect, and then the other effect was that once a turn, when one of your Blackwing monsters will be destroyed by battle, it is not. Yeah, not really that special. You have a lot of generic extra deck monsters here because another thing about Blackwings was their ability to synchro summon out the wazoo. So Android to gain your life points back. I like Jessica Caster to deal with the non-light deck, the non-dark decks that many were running around at that time. Goya was a staple to take control of your opponent's monster to destroy by battle. 2800 attack on the level 6. Reenact to discard as many cards from your hand to return those many cards on the field back to the hand. Red way to clear out the board, if any. Black Rose to nuke the field. Ancient Fairy Dragon to be a high defensive monster, fetch summon monsters from your hand, and then even be able to help you destroy field spells. Beat Stick in Red Dragon Archfiend, and then being able to destroy defensive walls like Marshmallow and Spirit Reaper, for example. Stardust Dragon to negate destruction, and Dark Roller Archfiend to play as another life point gain. So yeah, that's pretty much it for those there. The honorable mentions were Book of Moon, Giant True Name, Minstrel the Steel, Silver Shield, Fame the Steel Chain, Armageddon Knight, and Elfin the Raven as some other options you can play in this deck. But that wraps it up for Blackwings from the Edison format. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sure many of you are going to leave some of your own tactics for Blackwings and what variation of Blackwings you play for Edison as well. So no problem there. I just hope you guys enjoyed it because I know you guys are definitely waiting for this. And the reason why I couldn't do it IRL was because unfortunately I was missing a couple of Blackwings. More so the extra deck monsters because I didn't have Iron Masters and I don't have Silver Wings. So I decided to go ahead and just play around with the variation and focus on EDO Pro for that assistant, which came out in hand. So thanks guys for watching, and I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy this treat. I have a couple more retro deck profiles that are being worked on as we speak, so I cannot wait to drop them. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps out tremendously. Hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. Social media links are in the description box below. And with that said, thanks everyone for watching. HPJ signing out. Take care.